Hello again. This is my update for the week. I'm showing you another shot of my front door because yesterday I found some post on my mat, kind of just thrown on the floor, which is strange really because we don't get post on Sunday. I mean, it's possible post gets misdirected and someone might have returned it, but didn't seem likely because one of the letters, although it had my address on, it actually had the girl upstairs, her name was on it. Occasionally I've had her post, but I don't think she'd return posts that belong to her. The problem is that my letterbox here hasn't got a lock in it. Anyone can nick my post. Someone must have taken the post out of my box, and then on Sunday, for some reason, they just came and threw it on my mat. Okay, it's a trick that I see quite a lot, and so sometimes I go for a walk to the beach where I live, and this truck always shows up. This is a photo from the first blog I did. If you notice the registration number, and this was from the second week, you see it looks basically the same. And so I've been thinking that this is the same vehicle that's been following me, but now don't think it is, because as you'll see from the next photo, so this was from not this Sunday, the Sunday before. It's got a different registration number. So all the time I've been thinking that I've been seeing the same vehicle, and actually it's two vehicles. I did think briefly that it might be the same vehicle with different registration numbers on it. There is one other thing that makes me think they're two different vehicles now. Let's go back again. See, it's white inside here, well, grey, and the interior of the other vehicle is black. Don't know why they would do that, but anyway. Okay, so this was the same Sunday, not this Sunday, last Sunday, which I didn't include in my blog for last week. I'd come back from my walk, and when I go out I always check my water meter because I had a problem. It started a few years ago. My water bill just started going up and up, and I think someone must have been turning on my taps when I wasn't around. So every time I go out now I check my water meter, but in my new flat the water meter is outside and it's under this manhole cover in the pavement. But I noticed this group of people watching me and having a good laugh. Yeah, friendly bunch, aren't they? There they are. Yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it? They were just staring and having a good giggle. Right, what I'm going to show you next is on Wednesday I had a gas inspection. I'm showing you this because this is why I avoid people and I don't talk to people, because as soon as I give any leeway to anyone, it just turns into harassment. And the thing is, it was a bloke who came. I get this a lot with blokes. I'm just average looking. I don't wear makeup, I don't do my hair, I don't wear revealing clothes, just wear jeans and a hooded top most of the time. The thing I find, just walking down the street, guys will say hello to me, or they'll get in my way and then they'll apologise. These are people that they're putting in my way, because at the moment there isn't anyone close to me who has any influence over me. So I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a best friend, I don't have a circle of close friends that I can find in. And these are people through whom the perpetrators of the harassment can influence you. And so if you don't have anyone close to you in that way, they can't influence you as much. So these men, I know they can't really physically be interested in me because I'm just not that type of woman. So the fact that these men suddenly, instantly become attracted to me is very suspicious. So this guy, he arrives, and I'd forgotten that he was coming, so I was just wearing my pyjamas, a woolly hat and a scarf. I really did look a mess. So anyway, he sent me these text messages. I replied to the first one saying that he could go and look at my Facebook page. It's one way of sussing people out, isn't it? They go to your Facebook page and they see what kind of stuff you post. Then from their reaction to that you can kind of gauge whether or not this is someone that you actually want to have anything to do with. So this was the first message he sent me. Enjoy the view. Well, he said that because in my flat there's large windows, but they just look out onto a wall. So that's just his reply. When I told him to go and look at my Facebook page, I told him what name it was under. So it's all fairly civil at the moment. Next message actually says, "Is it a good page?" I thought it said, "It is a good page." I think I texted back that he was a very fast texter. When I texted back saying that he was a fast texter, I think I just said, I told him that I post a lot on my Facebook page, so I think he's asking what kind of stuff do I post. I only sent him 2 text messages and I'm a bit confused which text messages these replies relate to. He seems to have read my text message in the wrong order, but I didn't. So he's getting a bit risque now. He says, "Okay, I won't pester you with text, but are you one of these quiet ones that are a bit wild?" I'm just very suspicious. I've no idea what that text was relating to. He did go onto my Facebook page and he did leave me some messages, and I just messaged back saying I found his messages offensive and I didn't want to hear from him again. When a complete stranger says stuff like that to you, there's got to be something funny going on, hasn't there? Well, like I say, I hadn't done anything to make him think I was interested in him in that way. Turn on. Okay, so while he was, the gas inspector was sending me those text messages, I was going shopping, and this is me walking down the road from my flat to the car park where I park, which is kind of down here. It's a little road down here, and opposite that lane is this white van, and behind the white van is the green Land Rover that the man was sitting in last time he was signalling to his friends when I was driving past. I don't think this vehicle, the green Land Rover, belongs to them. And so there are 2 guys in the front of this white van here, and as I walk past, they pull out and overtake me. So this is one way of spotting private detectives or whoever it is who may be following you, because they all use similar techniques. There'll be someone placed in a strategic position so they can see when and where you leave and which direction you go in. Yeah, so when you get into your car, if you hear another engine start behind you, then there's probably someone sitting in that car who's been waiting for you. Once you've been followed by a private detective, it's quite easy afterwards to spot them. So I tried to get a close-up of the men in this van, but it's very difficult to see. So this is them driving along. Okay, this is the you can just about see a face there, and there's another guy here. I can see it better than you, but not much better. But this guy doesn't have much hair at all. He looks quite old. But this guy who's next to him, that's his shoulder there and his arm, and he's got dark hair and he looks quite young. Okay, moving on. This could be a long story, but I'll try and keep it short. I was diagnosed with high functioning autism in 2009. When I was diagnosed, the doctor who assessed me, she advised that I be referred by my GP to a local mental health team, because she thought it possible that I had dyspraxia. My GP did what she asked, and the local mental health team refused to see me, and my GP just wrote back saying you can't do that. And I also filed a complaint against them. Before I got reply to that, I moved, and at that point I gave up. But when I moved again to Devon, I thought I'd try again and see if my GP could refer me to someone who could give me a complete diagnosis. And unfortunately, she referred me to a psychiatrist. I don't know if that's, you know, normal or what should happen, but I was first of all seen by a psychiatric nurse. During our discussion, I told her about this stalking and harassment that was going on, and she was quite supportive actually. She said that my story sounded very convincing, and after I'd seen her, I was seen by Dr. Andrew Moore here, who told me I was delusional and that I wasn't being followed by anyone. And he referred me to a psychologist called Elizabeth Murphy. I had to fill out lots of questionnaires and things so they could assess my mental health. Well, I didn't have any clinical symptoms. I didn't have any mental health issues. So I thought after she'd assessed me and said, well, you know, you don't have any clinical symptoms, then he could have no basis for saying that I was delusional. I wrote to him anyway, and also gave him a link to the footage that I'd shot. And this is his reply to me, saying that he didn't see anything unusual in the material that I'd sent him. Now this is really weird. His letters to me always say at the bottom, validated by Dr. Moore but not signed, which I think's odd, because I've never seen that before on official documentation. How can a document be validated if it's not signed? I mean, how do you know it's been validated by this person if you don't have their signature? So for all I know, this letter could have been written by anyone. I wrote back to him saying that the National Stalking Helpline believed that I was being stalked, and that I thought he should refer to professionals before he started going around labelling people delusional. Okay, this was on the 28th, which was Saturday, and I went for a walk, not to the beach this time. I thought I might find some privacy if I just went along some of the footpaths which are behind my property, and this is something that happens to me quite a lot. These vehicles, they go past and they turn around and they pass me again. I get suspicious when I keep getting passed by these cars. So this is silver car, and there it is again. So that says WA53, which is the same registration as before. So that car, it drove past me, turned around somewhere behind this corner, and then it came back again. And then the same thing happened with this car. So this green car was the same car as you just saw in the last shot that was in the distance and parked by the side of the road. I don't know if you can see, well, it's a bit blurry. But anyway, it did exactly the same thing. It turned around and came past me again. There it is again. The footpath to the hills is just behind, just a bit further on from this car here. And this was what I was doing. Oh, it's a little bit, I love animals. So yeah, I got this good shot of this blue tit. So, it's a nice blue tit. Okay, so this is the walk back from the footpath to my flat. And this says FP52, and then it passes me again. So this is just outside my flat, and this is the same car with the same registration number, although it's a bit blurry for you guys, but you might just be able to see it. So no cat today. Mr. Ginger is sitting on my bed, and instead I've got a hot water bottle. So yeah, that's me for another week. And yeah, do check out my website, beachbooks.com, which is my hobby really. It's what I wanted to be my vocation, writing, poetry and short stories and stuff. But yeah, I kind of have bigger problems at the moment. So I'll speak to you next week.